Okay, so you are going to have to bear with me here as I am working without a script, and so there might be a lot of uhs and ers and ums and, well, just stuff like that, as well as there might be just a few pauses overall if I take a drink or something. I'll try not to keep them too long so that there's not a lot of dead silence or anything, okay? All right. So, anyway, on September 16th, 2023, I was getting ready to go for, well, I was getting ready to go to work. I was needing to pick up my newspapers off of the front part of my house, the front steps of my house. This was a Saturday, so we don't do a Sunday paper. It's a Saturday paper, so it was bigger than usual, and even bigger than your average Saturday paper has been recently. And I'm guessing like Menards or something may have done one of their paper bag giveaways, but if you put it in there, it's like 11% off. But yeah, the papers were a little bit deeper on the steps than usual. Usually I could just reach up and get them and pull them down. And they were bigger than usual, so I knew I couldn't grab all of them at once. And instead, I intended to just take them down in little steps. And as I was turning around, my back heel clipped the edge of a step, and I fell from there. I fell off the front steps, basically, and knew right away that I had broken my leg. So I tried my darndest to orient myself and prop myself up against the steps. I managed to locate my phone. I tried to use the talk to text or whatever, the speech call, and I said 911 and was immediately routed to the website for the television show. It turns out you have to say call 911 in those scenarios, so do try to remember that in the future. So, obviously, what resulted was obviously the EMTs arrived and had to inform my mother what happened. That was a bit of a trip, and I was eventually taken to the hospital where it turns out I had broken my fibula just below my knee, and just above my ankle, I had suffered what was called a spiral compound fracture of my tibia. So yeah, I broke my leg in two places. I obviously had to be wheeled in for surgery as they put a rod into my tibia. So yeah, yeah. So this was not like a little leg break. I had basically Alex Smithed my leg, the former NFL quarterback. I just thankfully did not get the necrotic staph infection that he did. So my leg does look pretty bad. You can actually see the little point there where the bone did break through the skin. In fact, they actually did not stitch the wound shut. They were afraid of compartment syndrome developing. So they decided to let it open, and if there were any other wounds, it would just kind of drain out. And that's kind of what happened over time there. But yeah, and so what basically followed, after the surgery was about a month-long stay in the hospital, followed by a month-long stay in a long-term care facility, or to put it more simply, retirement home. After that, it was about a month and a half living in my father's basement because that had ground level entry. And then just before New Year's Eve, I eventually came home, back in my own home now. So, and even then, the things have been a little cluttered around here, so I haven't been able to do any new videos or anything like that. So, yeah, obviously I've been just a tiny bit preoccupied. Now, I guess in my if I could get to my current situation here, I can move around without assistance for the most part. I still have a little problems here and there, just a little bit, especially if I do it a whole bunch of times. I do wear out. I have managed to actually lose like 50 pounds. Like I said, I could get around mostly easily. I still have a couple of walkers just in case they're needed. And then from that, there's also I just like I said, I wasn't able to come home until I was able to successfully navigate a flight of stairs. So I can do that. I've been able to do that a bit more frequently now. I've been able to stand and shower on a regular basis. So a lot of that's slowly coming together, and I am doing better. Like I said, there's still a lot of stuff in the way. Haven't been able to put my comics away or anything like that. So yeah, that's again why even though I've been home for a while, I still haven't really been able to put out a video up until right around this point. Not to mention, obviously, as I was in the hospital and everything, I really wasn't able to keep up on streaming things. I obviously missed the rest of Ahsoka. I wasn't able to watch any of Loki season 2. I know I could download them to my phone and everything. I could just download those Disney Plus to my phone, but I really, really did not want to do that. Likewise, it was a little hard to keep track of a lot of professional wrestling stuff too. So again, I have Peacock on my phone, but I didn't want to have it on for huge amounts of time and draining the battery down. Even though I did actually use it to watch one of the London NFL games on the ESPN app, but other than that, I tried to use it as little as possible, so I wasn't really able to stream a lot. And then when I moved to the nursing home, their internet was really finicky, so again, I really wasn't able to do much in the way of streaming stuff. Um, and the hospital, they had DirecTV, but it was like a really stripped down DirecTV. Yeah, like I said, it was really stripped down. Like they had ESPN News, but not ESPN. They had TNT, but not TBS. They had the local channels, but then pretty much anything else I couldn't really do. And then when I went to the nursing home, they had a digital cable set up, but normally on even the basic digital cable package, you can get the NFL Network, and you couldn't do that. So again, I missed out on most of the European NFL games, and like I said, that was at least able to hold my attention entertainment wise. But yeah, like I said, didn't really stream much. When I finally got into my father's basement, I was able to install YouTube on his digital cable box, that and Prime Video, so I was able to watch the Thursday Night NFL. But that was about it. Like, you can't get Disney Plus or Hulu on our digital cable thing. I mean, you used to, but not recently. And in case you were wondering, there were some of my videos where I was talking about a possible 6 week long house sitting gig, and well, obviously that got wiped out. But yeah, like that was going to be at my father's place. So uh, basically, the last 3 weeks of that, he was still where he was. I don't want to get too far into it, but yeah, he was still where he was at that point. So actually, it was my his sister and brother-in-law, my aunt and uncle, were there, as well as my mother, to basically take care of me through Thanksgiving weekend. He got back on Black Friday. So yeah, and basically that the gig started when basically the week I went into the home, and then it went for about a week longer than uh, well, yeah, about 2 weeks after I moved into my father's basement down there. So, yeah, anyway, that's just kind of clearing all that up. So, yeah, that's basically the overall gist as to what's been happening and obviously why there's been a video delay. If you are subscribed to the channel or if you watch it enough, you may have seen some community posts from me explaining this, but just in case you missed it, this is a kind of a little a filler you in bit here. So anyway, as for what exactly is going to be happening, I'm hoping I can get the random trade review on New Warriors Classic done this week. Unfortunately, I know I shot footage for it. I shot all the footage I needed for it. I hadn't recorded any of the audio, but I had my screen capture stuff ready, so that should have been all right. But like I said, I know I shot footage for it, but I cannot find where I put that footage. It was not on the SD card that I used for my camera. It's not on my computer anywhere. It's not on any of the hard drives, so I have no idea. I'm going to probably have to reshoot that unless I can turn it up somehow in the next day or so. But yeah, like I said, I'm going to have to reshoot the on-camera footage. And I know I shot the on-camera footage because I know what title I was doing next. I know which one I picked out of the randomizer. and that was that the piece of paper for that was still sitting around when I got back home. So, like I said, I know what's going to be. So, you're going to see just kind of a fade right after that, and you're going to see what the next pick is going to be after that. And even then, it still might be another month or so between episodes. Like I said, I don't want to overwork myself or overstrain myself too much. Like I said, I'm not really used to lifting a lot of heavy stuff, so I was able to get my comic subscriptions, take my comic pull list at my shop, but I got it delivered. But that's accumulated up now, and I need to really put it away, and I don't really want to lift the big, heavy comic boxes I keep them in. And by comic boxes, I mean Rubbermaid tubs, but you see my point there. After that, after that, I'll pick up the Madden videos again for the playoffs, so you'll be getting the predictions there. And then after that, I'd like to start getting caught up on the streaming stuff I missed. Probably you're not going to see much of the way of theatrical reviews for a while. Like I said, I obviously missed out on things like the Marvels and Aquaman and Wonka and, well, just kind of all that jazz. So, yeah, again, that's just not. I mean, at some point I'll try to cover them as best I can, but it's going to have to be like I bought them on streaming. I don't have HBO Max or anything. So I'll have to get them on like Amazon Prime or something like that. So yeah, obviously I'm kind of I hesitate to say I'm out of the loop. Like I've been doing my best to avoid spoilers on certain things. So trying. So yeah, I have been kind of out of the loop in terms of theatrical movies for the most part. Even big streaming released movies. Um, like I said, wrestling. I don't know when exactly I'm going to be able to pick that up again. Like I'd like to be able to pick it up around Royal Rumble, but again, I'm not entirely sure. I'll at least try to do the WrestleMania predictions. Like I said, I'm clued in enough on wrestling that I am able to do and know what's what and what's going on. So yeah. Anyway, yeah. Obviously, I've just like I said, I've been trying to in case you've been missing things or you're wondering what exactly happened. That's basically what's been going down. And I'd be lying if I said it was easy. It's obviously been really hard. Like even the first few nights after what had happened, I was in the hospital, and at the time my leg was completely wrapped up. I didn't even have the boot on or anything. What they call it, a camo boot, not a walking boot, but you get the idea. It was completely in the cast at that point, and so it really didn't move very well. I barely had any clothes on because they couldn't get it on over the that was considered too much of an encumberment whenever I needed to relieve myself, and so yeah, that led to a lot of difficulty and uncomfortableness. And then added to that, whenever I would sleep, I would dream of being, for lack of a better term, able-bodied. I'd be walking around and stuff, and then suddenly, like, I would just fall, and I don't mean like fall over a ledge. I mean I'd like just fall right down to my butt, and then my arms and legs would bounce around a little bit while I was sleeping, like in the waking world, like my body was moving and stuff, like shifting in the mattress and stuff like that. Added to that, they about a week after in the hospital, they switched my rooms on me at the last kind of minute, or at least kind. They needed my room was closer to the nurse's station, and so they had a patient come in that came in that needed more emergency term care, so they switched me to another room, and then that room kind of had to be rearranged in order to get some more room for people to actually be in it because it was actually a much smaller room. Uh, so yeah, a lot of kind of wacky stuff like that happened, and maybe I could get more into that in other vlogs. But right now, obviously, I'd rather focus on trying to get caught up on what I've been able to do, or kind of, you know what I mean, do movie catch-up reviews and stuff like that. But even then, that might not be until February at the earliest. Uh, and not to mention finances are tight, and I'm still not completely comfortable navigating staircases, which I would have to do if I went to a theatrical release. So a lot of the big theatrical releases in the first part of the year I don't know how many there really are, but yeah, those are obviously not in the cards either. So yeah, if you can support me on Patreon, I'm at patreon.com/sleepytime. I'm at patreon.com/sleepytime for Cat Productions. Sorry, I butchered that too sometimes. Um, anyway, if you can support me there. I do have a Blue Sky account now to join the Mastadon account and X and Facebook and stuff like that to share the videos on. So yeah, if that opens up more, I'll put that on the screen right about here. I'll put that up, and yeah, so we'll just take things as they go. So the new Warriors Classic review should be up soon. Obviously, again, like I said, I have to reshoot that, but other than that, it shouldn't be too hard. I'll try to get as caught up as quickly as I can, but even then, it's still probably going to take some time. See you all next time, and thank you for your time.